Good evening, this is Sadia Tosafani from PVA R20 batch.
Hello, I'm Sumaya Mukaram Sultan Al Saeed from St. Anne's Degree College for Women's R20 batch. I'm pursuing a BCom journal and I'm a student of CCA course Innovate.
Hi, I am Isha Jain, a BCom IF student. I belong from Commerce Department. Stuff like this. The mini versions of the actual things. So if you want to become an entrepreneur like me, come. Join hands with EDC, the ED Quest, a week-long event. It will be fun and you guys will also thank St. Anne's for such an opportunity. All the best for your entrepreneurial journey.
You want to be an entrepreneur and become a chocolatier like me? Come join us at St. Anne's College for Women Excel Contest, which is being conducted on 20th September. Be a startup entrepreneur.
Yes, sir. This is a presentation which is prepared by one of our student, Hafsa. She's also there in this meet.
Great, ma'am. Great.
Yes. Shall we start, Bhavani?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome all of you for the day's event. On a warm evening, let us start with a prayer song from Joy Mercy, a final year student. Mercy, you can take it.
స్తుతించదాని నామం దేవా అనుదినం స్తుతించదాని నామం దేవా అనుదినం దయతో కాపాడినావు కృపనే చూపించినావు దయతో కాపాడినావు కృపనే చూపించినావు నేను మరువనేసు నేను విడువనేసు స్తుతించెదాని నామం దేవా అనుదినం. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. That's a beautiful song. Invoking God and requesting prayers and trying to get blessings from everywhere is a order of practice in St. Anne's. Now I would request Sai Tejaswini to render a melodious prayer song. Tejaswini, I think there's some problem with your, yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, please start.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि. Thank you.
That's a good song from Sai Tejaswini, taking blessings from everywhere. Now let us move on to our event of the day. I would now request Aishwarya to give introduction of the college.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I am Aishwarya. St. Anne's College for Women, Mehndipatnam, Hyderabad, is an autonomous institution and affiliated to Usmania University. The college is accredited A+ third cycle by NAC, CPE by UGC. On behalf of my college, I take it as my privilege to welcome Dr. Sister P. Amruta, the principal, Dr. Smita Asthana, IQAC coordinator, Mrs. T. Anuradha, HOD of Commerce Department, Mrs. Davla Mehta, Dean Student Affairs, and Mrs. J.P. Bharti, ED Cell Coordinator, Faculty, Ms. Bhavani Shankar.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Now I would request Nadia to give ED Cell introduction. Commerce Department. ED Cell is a very prestigious cell which was established in the year 2004. Now I would request Nadia to enlighten all our audience about the ED Cell of the college.
Alright, so Department of Commerce, St. Anne's College for Women. If you do not give up, you will never fail. ED Cell of Department of Commerce was started in the year 2004 to create awareness among the students towards entrepreneurship and organized various workshops, training programs, field trips, competitions, seminars, webinars for the students. The college had facilitated the formation of ED Cell to ignite the spirit of entrepreneurship in students by giving them the requisite skills, knowledge, and competencies. The center conducts workshops, training programs, and provides hands-on experience in collaboration with industry and government organizations. Since its inception, the cell conducted various activities to promote entrepreneurship skills among students in association with National Small Industries Corporation Limited, ALEAP, Chamber of Commerce, NSE, and many more organizations. The cell has never looked back and in fact took bigger leaps and conducted national level events even in the pandemic of 2020 and 2021. The motto of the cell is nurturing, monitoring, guiding, and developing entrepreneurial abilities among women. With this brief introduction, I call upon Ms. Bharti ma'am to introduce today's event and today's guest. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia. That's a nice presentation you have given. Today we have a guest, a speaker, who is an apt person for the students to find their way towards their passive income and also learn about what is stockbroking and what they have to learn in terms of shares and demat accounts. Okay, we have Mr. G.S. Vinayak. Is working as a manager at National Stock Exchange of India Limited and is currently handling the educational portfolio for Telangana and Andhra region. He has been associated with National Stock Exchange since 2009 and has a wide-ranging experience in regulatory, clearing and settlement, investor and grievances, business development and operational roles. He has also been a prominent speaker representing the exchange at many educational institutions and investor forums. Prior to NSE, Sir was associated with HDFC Bank and for around 3 years. He has completed his PGDBM in Finance and Marketing from Institute of Public Enterprise. Sir is here with us to address on the topic investor awareness and enlighten the students with respect to shares and various other such things on the online platforms. So here we are all waiting for you, sir, to give us the sufficient inputs about what are shares, because our students are undergraduate students who want to pursue something and try to benefit out of today's your kind of speech. So we welcome you with a floral bouquet, sir. Please start. The forum is for you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay. Please allow me to share my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All the participants, please focus and listen to sir. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box or you can ask at the end of the session. Thank you.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everybody. And firstly, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that introduction. And also thank you for giving us this opportunity on this forum to interact with students across the country. So to begin with, I was told that the participants are majorly from UG, students from UG. So I have designed it in such a way like to match it with your understanding level. So I have not made it very much complex. So to begin with, as you all know, finance is nothing but money, and it is a lifeblood for any organization. And I would say not only for organization, be it individual or a business entity or government, for any entity, for any be it individual or an entity, it is the most important factor playing a vital role in their lives. So, in simple, finance means managing money, managing your income and expenses. So, again, from the individual perspective, business perspective, and government perspective, every person or every entity need to know how to manage your money properly. So, coming to the organizations or the businesses, for the businesses, their major sources of capital are internal resources, bank borrowings, loans, and securities market. So internal resources, nothing but the promoter's money first. Then either after establishing a decent returns and profits, he might approach a bank and borrow some money from the bank or any financial institution. And the third option available with him is the going to the public. That is by issuing securities to the public and raising money from the public. So securities here nothing but issuing your shares, debentures, bonds, etc. So in simple, a common man might save in a bank. Bank in turn gives loan to a company, or we can directly invest in others' business in the form of securities. Broad classification of securities, debentures, and bonds. Again, major difference between debentures and shares. Major difference between debenture and share being debentures carry a fixed rate of return, that is a fixed rate of interest. So irrespective of the company is in profits or losses, the debenture holders get the assured rate of interest every term. Whereas shareholders, they only get dividend, that too when the company is in profits and if the board decides to pay any dividend. And otherwise, shareholders, they carry an important role in decision making. They can influence the management, they can influence their decisions, they have the power to vote. Debenture holders do not carry such powers or do not have the voting power. So debentures, again, acknowledgement of a debt and is a charge on profit. Okay, and shareholders are the owners of the entity. In India, the financial markets or say securities markets can be classified into primary market, secondary market, and OTC market. Primary market, it is a market where securities are issued to the public for the first time. So here the seller is a entity, a government or a corporate, which is issuing securities to the public or the interested investors, and the buyer is a investor. So seller is the entity and buyer is the investor. It can happen through IPO, rights issue, or private placement. Secondary market is a market where securities which have been issued in the primary market, they get traded in the secondary market, and that too on a stock exchange platform, a recognized legal stock exchange platform. So it's also called the post-issue market. So in secondary market, the buyer and the seller are both investors. So the buyer of the primary market will become the seller in the secondary market. OTC market, the transaction does not happen on a stock exchange platform, but two parties, they come to terms and they do the transaction. So it's a non-exchange market.
Yes.
And these are the various participants of the Indian securities market. Again, broadly classified into issuers, intermediaries, infrastructure, and investors.
Say hi to me in the
issuer.
WhatsApp.
It can be a
I
government
will
or
send
company,
you
because government also they issue these bonds
Yeah.
and other securities. Companies, obviously, and intermediaries. It can be a broker, merchant banker, your clearing member, clearing bank, rating agencies, registrars. All these entities who facilitate the transactions will come under the intermediaries category. Infrastructure will be your stock exchange platform and the depository platform. An investor can be an individual or an entity like a mutual fund, FII, insurance company, PEs, VCs, DIIs, etc. Okay. So these are the various participants in the Indian securities market. Now, having understood about the participants, let us also check the roles of the market participants. Okay. Say, assume a company, and this company is in need of money, and it has decided to go for a public issue. It has decided to raise money from the public by issuing some securities, say shares. So it has decided to go for an IPO, and there is this particular investor who is interested to apply for this company's IPO. Now, currently, any investor, if you want to apply for an IPO, he should mandatorily have a Demat account. Now, what's a Demat account? Demat account is an account where you hold securities in electronic form. So prior to 1990s, when someone was transacting in shares, like if he's buying shares, he used to get something called physical share certificate. Now, physical share certificate has many disadvantages. First, the certificate can be lost in transit, or it can be destroyed, or it can be stolen, or say a duplicate certificate used to be created in those days. So these were the disadvantages of the physical share certificates. So as the technology developed, the shares have been converted into electronic form, and this Demat system has come into system. So the process of converting physical shares into electronic form is called dematerialization, and the account where you hold such securities is called Demat account. So currently in your Demat account, you can hold your shares, debentures, bonds, mutual fund units, ETF units. So all types of securities can be stored in your Demat account. Easy way to like preserve your investments. Instead of getting those share certificates and putting them in your Almara or bank locker kind of a thing, you just need to remember one login ID password, and on a click of a button, you can see the value of all your investments at one go. So where can I open a Demat account? A Demat account can be opened with an entity called depository participant. And who is a depository participant? Depository participant is a agent of a depository, a member of a depository. In India, we have only two depositories, NSDL, CDSL, National Securities Depository Limited, Central Depository Services Limited. So the main function of a depository being to convert the securities information of a company into electronic form. So this depository and the company will be connected with each other. The company will be availing the services of a depository, and company will share certain information, and that will be converted into electronic form and be recorded at the depository level. Now, any entity who want to become a DP will take membership from a depository, either NSDL or CDSL or both, and then they are authorized to open Demat account for the investors. Okay, so in this way they are connected with each other. So assume this investor, after opening Demat account, he has applied for this company's IPO and he got some allotment. Say after 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, he wanted to sell them. Now for that, he requires another account called trading account. Now what's a trading account? Trading account, unlike Demat account, you don't hold anything in your trading account. It's an account just for transaction purpose. Like when you go to a stockbroker, you need to establish some relationship, and that relationship will be in terms of your trading account. So trading account, as I said, it will not hold anything. It is used purely for transaction purpose. So where can you open a trading account? With a stockbroker. And who is a stockbroker? Stockbroker is a member of a stock exchange. So here comes our role. So obviously the depository and stock exchange will be connected with each other, because whenever the shares are bought and sold, the information will be shared between depository and stock exchange. And but obvious, the company will be also connected with the stock exchange, because only when the company is listed on the stock exchange, then only this investor will be able to transact through the stock exchange platform. So in India, we have some lakhs of companies, but if you are holding that company securities, you can have a easy exit process only when the company is listed on the stock exchange. Okay, so that will ensure liquidity of that security. So only when the company is listed on the stock exchange, this investor will be able to sell it through the exchange platform. So all these entities, they work under the rules, regulations, guidelines of SEBI, the market regulator, Securities and Exchange Board of India. In market, if you see, like if you approach big players like Motilal Oswal, Angel Broking or Zerodha, they open both Demat and trading account. It means they are both a depository participant and a stockbroker, because they take membership from a depository and also a stock exchange. But if you go to any nationalized bank, say SBI, they open only Demat accounts because they don't have permission for securities market trading. SBI CAP is a different company. Demat account can be opened by SBI, State Bank of India alone. But SBI Securities or SBI CAP is a different company altogether, which takes care of the trading business. So when banks, they open only Demat account. So it's only a matter of convenience. If you want to open Demat and trading account at one place, you can go for it. Or if you want, you can open trading account with one entity and Demat account with another entity. But whenever you're transacting, you need to give instruction to both the parties. So to avoid that inconvenience, you can open both the accounts at one place and you can do it. There is no compulsion. It's the investor's choice. Okay. Now, in this picture or diagram, you see this particular activity, that is company issuing securities to the public and the investor is applying. This is primary market. So securities being issued to the public for the first time, and here it is secondary market. Securities which have been issued here are getting traded over here. Okay. So we as a stock exchange, we play an important role in the secondary market. We also facilitate primary market as well, but major role will be in the secondary market. I hope this is clear. If you want, I can pause here. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Sir, I think you can proceed, sir. We'll
Yeah,
take the
fine.
questions in the last.
Okay, ma'am, fine, done. So coming to the trading of securities on the exchange platform. So earlier, like again, before 90s, there were no much asset classes available on the exchange platform. Like if someone wants to transact in securities, they were left with not much options. they were having only debentures and shares in those days. So either you can transact in shares or debentures. But now the scenario has changed. We have many asset classes available on the exchange platform. Again, classified into capital markets, derivatives, equity derivatives, other derivatives in other markets. So here under capital markets, you have your equity segment, that is your shares. Then you have debt, ETFs, mutual funds. Then you have again equity derivatives. Then you have other derivatives. So in other derivatives, you have the currency futures and options, interest rate futures, and you have other markets. Okay. So this is overall about the exchange platforms, all exchanges in India, I mean to say. Coming to NSE, NSE is also known as the Change Exchange, and we are one of the leading stock exchanges in the world. NSE was incorporated in 92, recognized in 93, and commenced operations in 94. So we are a 27-year-old organization. And prior to NSE, like before NSE was in picture, the most of the trading used to happen on the BSE platform, Bombay Stock Exchange. There were other exchanges also, but majority volume, that was the leading exchange in those days, BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange. BSE is Asia's oldest exchange. It is more than 145-year-old exchange, whereas we are only 27-year-old exchange. So prior to NSE, as I said, it was completely offline and transactions used to happen majorly on BSE. Like physical share certificates used to be traded. Like if someone is buying, he used to receive physical share certificates in those days. And trading used to happen in a manual way, offline way. That is, there used to be a ring kind of place in BSE office in Mumbai, and people used to assemble near that ring, and they used to literally shout like an auction market. It was called open outcry system. Only the authorized representative of the stockbroker was allowed to participate in that ring activity, in that open outcry system. So there was no access to the investor to that place. So if someone sitting in Hyderabad, he wanted to buy some shares, he used to call his broker in Mumbai. Then he used to send his representative to that Mumbai BSE office, and he used to participate in that outcry system, and he used to buy shares on behalf of the Hyderabad investor. Say example, the broker purchased the shares at the rate of 100 rupees from another broker, from another participant. But there was every possibility that he used to, that he can say that he bought at 120 to the end investor in Hyderabad, because there was no transparency and investors had no clue what was happening over there. And the investor used to end up paying 120. And the settlement cycle was also huge. Like if I am buying shares, I used to get my physical share certificates after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And after receiving those physical share certificates, again I used to approach company to change the name in their records. So that was the process. And there were many drawbacks in that, being offline and lack of transparency. So once we came into picture, we introduced this online screen-based trading to the Indian markets. So NSE is the first exchange to bring the online trading platform to the Indian markets. So currently, the online trading which we are using, like on a click of a button, we can transact, we get access to information. So in those days, we introduced this, and looking at this, more and more people started to participate, more and more entities came into the market, and slowly volumes increased. And also volumes shifted from other exchanges to NSE. Within 1 year, we became the largest exchange in the country in terms of volume and number of transactions. Today, we are the largest exchange in India in terms of volume and number of transactions, and we will also stand among top 3 exchanges of the world. So we are also called the Change Exchange because we introduced many changes to the Indian securities market. First being the online trading, and then the concept of clearing corporation, like all the transactions which are happening on the NSE, they will be cleared and settled, and the settlement guarantee will be given by the clearing corporation. And the demat settlement and the technology which we used in those days. So all these
Shall I ask him to give
Indian market by
how
NSE.
shares can be transacted?
So if you speak to a layman, if you tell about NSE, he might assume it's a government because the word national is there in the name. But no, NSE is like any other private company, a public limited company.
How to open a share account, trading account, demat account.
How to start earning, what are the tips?
So this is the NSE group companies, NSE Academy Limited, NSE Clearing, the clearing and settlement entity. and NSE Data Analytics, Foundation, Indices. 10 companies are there. So the products or asset classes available on the NSE platform, again broadly classified into capital market segment and debt market segment. So in capital markets, you have your equities, ETFs, mutual funds. Then you have something called SLB, stock lending and borrowing. Then you have sovereign gold bonds. These are nothing but gold bonds issued by the government. Gold bonds issued by the government. Then you have a separate exchange called SME segment, SME exchange. So on NSE platform, all big companies are listed, whereas for very small and medium companies, there is a separate exchange called SME exchange called NSE Emerge. So on that exchange, small companies get listed. It's called SME exchange or Emerge. Then we have debt segment. Then we have something called primary market segment, where the IPOs get facilitated. Then we have something called derivatives market segment. So again, on derivatives, basically in India, I believe most of you might be aware of derivatives, but again, just to give you a brief, on Indian securities market, basically on the stock exchange platform, derivatives are of only two types, futures and options.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I would like to just interrupt in between. Our students are undergraduate students. They wanted the kind of how they can start their trading account and a demat account, so that they will be in a position to trade on the online platforms which are available on every system. Okay.
Yes,
if you are able to, because if we come to that particular aspect, most of the students will be interested, and also they will be in a position to immediately open a online trading account.
Sure, sir. That will be covered. It is there in my presentation.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
So again, it's not that just opening a trading account and start investing or trading in the market. You also need to understand what are the products available on the exchange platform and the risk associated with it. Okay?
Yes.
In that context, I'm just explaining all these things.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So capital markets and derivatives. So under derivatives, again, you have sub-segments like equity derivatives, commodity derivatives, interest rate derivatives, and currency derivatives. So derivative, again, nothing but a contract between two parties, and the value of the contract depends upon the value of the underlying asset. So in the first one, the underlying asset is a stock or index. In the second one, the underlying asset is a commodity. Third, it's a government instrument. And fourth, it's a foreign currency. So that's a simple brief about derivatives. And this is the growth in capital market. So where you can see a significant growth happening in the Indian securities market. This is the derivative segment. Again, in simple I can say that there is a good momentum in the volume. So slowly the participation is increasing from the Indian investing public. Okay. So why NSE? The investing public prefers NSE platform because of its technology, innovation, and investor protection, and overall the transparency of the system. So today, more than 1,400 stockbrokers are available on the exchange platform. More than 1,500 companies are listed on the NSE platform. Present in over 2,000 cities, more than 2 lakh terminals. And that's the volume, 80% in capital market, 90% in the derivative segment. Okay. So to start off with, as I said, if you want to start investing in the Indian securities market, start transacting, you need to open these two accounts, that is demat account and trading account. So what a demat account we have already discussed. You need to open with a registered depository participant, and to open this demat and trading account, one should mandatorily have PAN card. So without PAN card, you cannot open this demat and trading account, and obviously bank account, because that bank account will be linked to this demat account as well. Because whenever the company announces dividend, that will be automatically passed on to your bank account, because your demat account will have the information about your shares, and whichever company is declaring dividend, and if you're holding those company shares, that information DP will pass on to the depository will in turn pass on to the company, then company will pass on the dividend to your respective bank account. So in that way, demat account, trading account, and bank account are linked with each other. So as I said, Demat account, trading account, you require PAN card and bank account. So again, both the accounts you can open at one place. That is, you can approach any reputed stockbroker or any good stockbroker which is nearby to you, where is, if you feel that he is providing good services, and you can also check and compare about the various charges which they might charge. Say example, if you go to Demat account, there will be something called annual charges. Like they collect something called annually. Whenever you whenever you open a Demat account, they'll be informing you something about the AMC, annual maintenance charges. So some DPs, some entities, they waive off first year charges and they charge from second year onwards. Some entities, they don't do that. And also this particular AMC is not common across DP. Some will charge 200, some will charge 300, some will charge 500 based on the services they provide. So that you can compare and you can check. And also there is something called a facility given by Government of India to encourage the public in securities market trading. That is called BSDA, Basic Services Demat Account. It means if the annual holding in your Demat account is less than 50,000 rupees in a year, then you need not pay any AMC to the DP. That's called BSDA, Basic Services Demat Account. So the condition being you should have only one Demat account, and during the year, at any point of time, the value of your investment should not exceed more than 50,000, be it shares, debentures, bonds, mutual fund units, etc. all put together. The value of the investment should not exceed 50,000. If that is fulfilled, then the DP will not charge you anything. If that value goes up, then the DP will be allowed to charge AMC. So that's about the Demat account. So that you can check. So as a student, if you just want to learn the practical aspects, you can just approach any broker and you tell him about this BSDA facility. You can open a Demat account. You can also open a trading account, and you can start transacting and gain that practical knowledge. You can start off with some small amounts of 100 rupees, 500 rupees, 1000 like that, because we have shares of less than 10 rupees also available on the exchange platforms. Just for knowledge purpose, you can do it. But if you're very serious, want to invest your pocket money or your part-time income money, whatever, be careful, do thorough inquiry, then open both the accounts and start your activity. Trading account, again, you open with a stockbroker. So for this also you require a bank account and Demat account. And most important, for both the accounts, there is something called KYC process, know your customer. So for that, you need to produce valid government issued documents. For photo ID proof, you can produce your PAN card, and address proof, you can produce any other government issued card like passport, license, voter card, or your Aadhaar, etc. So that you have to comply, and the latest photograph, and you have to you will be given an application form which might run into some pages. So kindly spare some time, read them thoroughly, understand the terms and conditions mentioned in both the accounts, and then sign and submit to the stockbroker. And also collect a copy of that document. The complete document set photocopy shall be provided to you by the stockbroker. Do not forget to collect that. An important thing to remember is the contact details. Ensure that you mention your address, mobile number, email ID, and other details properly, and check it thoroughly twice, because most of the communication nowadays happen through electronic form, that is through SMS and email. So you have to ensure that you are given proper mobile number and email ID, because you will be receiving communication not only from the broker but also from the exchange as well. So once you open a trading account, you will be given something called a code, that is unique client ID. So say you will be given some number, or say a combination of numbers and alphabets, say something like ABC123 or XYZ 234, something like that. So with that code, the transactions will be taken. Like whenever the broker is entering an order on your behalf, he will not be entering your PAN number or your full name. He will just enter that code in the system, and the transaction will happen under your account. Okay. So this is about the trading account and Demat account opening process. And after opening the trading and demat account, you will be given a login ID and password if you opt for that. Otherwise, you also have the offline mechanism where you can go to a nearest stockbroker office and start giving your orders. But that is not preferred, because having so much of technology available at our hands and at our convenience, we can just log in from our system or through our mobile and we can start transacting. So this is the trading system. This is generally available to the stockbroker, not to the end investor, because for end investor, the interface will be different from broker to broker. This particular application or this particular software is called NEAT, N-E-A-T, that is the National Exchange for Automated Trading. So this will be given to the broker. It's nothing like a software which he logs into. I mean, he will be logging into this particular application, and then he will establish communication with the exchange. And whereas in turn, the stockbroker will create his own particular software and will be giving it to the investors. So that investor will be logging into that particular application through internet, and that will be linked to this particular terminal, and that goes to the exchange server. So this is called market watch screen. So this particular screen you can generally find in the stockbroker office, wherein the various companies listed on the NSE will be available, and you can select those companies which you want to view on a regular basis, and you can create this multiple market watch screens. Okay. And timings are 9 to 3:30. So this again we have to remember as an investor, because if we are taking some decisions, we have to ensure that they are time bound. So 9 to 3:30, and except Saturdays, Sundays, holidays as dictated by the exchange. But we have two separate segments: currency derivative segment and commodity segment. Currency is from 9 to 7:30. Commodity is from 9 to night 11:30. And next important thing, the charges, brokerage. So whenever we are opening trading and demat account, in the application forms, there will be one particular page called charge sheet, or the charges for various services. So that you can, I mean, you have to ensure whatever has been mentioned in the application, he is charging you that much only. So whenever you're doing a transaction and the broker has agreed to charge you a brokerage of 1%, you have to ensure that he's collecting only 1% and not more than that. As per SEBI guidelines, the brokerage should not exceed more than 2.5%. For example, if I'm buying 100 shares at 100 rupees, so my total transaction value is 10,000, and on that 2.5%, that is 250 rupees. So my brokerage should not exceed more than 250 rupees. But because of competition, these are the brokerages observed in the market. So as an investor, it is very important to focus on this aspect also, because whenever you are buying and selling and whenever you are making some profits, you should be of the should be aware that just buying price, I mean selling price minus buying price is not your profit, but this profit also contains some charges like your brokerage and other taxes. Okay, now coming to the good practices of a prudent investor. So once you have decided to start transacting, you have to ensure that you are opening your trading and demat account with the SEBI registered intermediaries. Beware of unauthorized TMs, because there are many players in the market who are not authorized, but they behave as if they are registered market participants and they cheat the gullible investors. Strike off blanks in KYC form, in the application form. Do not leave any blanks. Beware of fixed or assured returns. So in securities market, there is nothing like fixed or assured returns. These asset classes will carry risk. Do not submit incomplete KYC. Don't share your login ID and password with anyone, be it your email ID, net banking password, demat account password, trading account password, all important password not to be shared. Don't trade on basis of tips on any anonymous SMSs or calls which you are receiving. Do not believe them. Do not fall prey to unsolicited SMSs or emails. Keep a regular check of your running account. Settle your account periodically. Examine and review your trading account. Ensure that the transactions are happening on your name or not. Transfer funds or securities only from your registered bank account to the broker's bank account only. So if you are buying something, you have to transfer money in advance to the stockbroker's bank account only, and you should not be transferring from some other's account to the broker account. That is not allowed. If you are transacting, funds should be from your bank account only, and also you should transfer to broker's account only, not to any other third party referred by a broker. Okay. So again, remember, read all documents. So we having a good amount of education, it is our primary responsibility to read all such documents before signing. Select the segment and exchange properly, sign on tariff sheet. Yeah, that's called tariff sheet. I told you now, list of all the various charges which are mentioned, that's called tariff sheet. Then option to select or unselect online trading, and read all the policies, procedures, brokerage, etc. Again, give your own email ID and mobile number in the KYC. Do not go by the words of the broker that he will be creating a email ID on your behalf and he will be mentioning it. Please don't do that. Create an email ID by yourself and do write that on the application properly. So in this market, please remember, there is no cash business, no physical cash. Funds should flow from investor to the broker and broker to investor either through check or a online transfer only, not even DD. No sharing of important passwords. Register the mobile properly, and whenever you are changing your address, mobile number, email ID, you should ensure that you update your records with the broker as well immediately, and keep all documents properly. So whenever you transact, you also get something called a contract note. It's nothing like a bill. Like when we purchase something, we get an invoice or a bill. In this market, you get something called contract note. So you have to preserve all those contract notes and all the periodical statements and the photocopy of the Demat and trading account which you have opened. All these documents, you have to preserve it properly for future reference. Okay. So having understood about the various processes to start in Indian securities market, and as a student, I would also like to share these opportunities which are available in the Indian securities market with you all. There are good amount of opportunities available in Indian securities market. They come in all shapes and sizes. We have big MNCs and also Indian companies which are providing good number of employment opportunities every year. So I'm not referring only to the stockbroking industry alone, but all those companies which play under this BIFS, banking, insurance and financial services segment. So we have big MNCs who recruit every year some thousands of people for their company, and we have the Indian companies as well, banks, mutual funds, insurance companies and the stockbroking companies. So mid-size, small size and boutique firms. And you can also become your own entrepreneur as well in this market. You can gain some skill set in the area of investment planning, equity research, technical analysis, and you can also take a franchisee of a stockbroking, and you can also do your own business as well. So opportunities are available for the right candidate with the right communication skill, client facing skill, quantitative skills, and who can understand the dynamics of the market. So you have opportunities in such kind of entities: mutual funds, investment bankings, APOs, insurance, pension funds, research firms, depository participants. So there are good number of opportunities available. See, out of our 130 crore population, hardly 5 to 6% is only actively investing in Indian securities market. So this figure will definitely change. More and more educated investors like you will start investing in Indian securities market instead of going for the regular conventional modes of investment, that is gold, fixed deposit and chit fund. So in India, you cannot find a single household who has not invested at least once in their lifetime in either gold or fixed deposit or chit fund. But you can find many households who have not invested at least once in their lifetime in a mutual fund or shares or debentures, etc. So this will change. Only when the participation increases, more and more opportunities will enter into the come into the market. So around 8 years back, 10 years back, this percentage was around 2 to 3%. Now gradually it has moved to 5 to 6%, and definitely this will keep increasing further. So in order to help the student community or anybody interested to learn about the Indian securities market and make a career in this particular market, we have many opportunities or many programs available with us, which will help you learn about the practical aspects and the subject of the market. So for that, we have a separate company called NSC Academy Limited, which takes care of the education initiatives. So under NSC Academy, we have school level programs, we have college level programs, we have open programs, and we also conduct various online exams as an infrastructure service provider, and we also have some digital initiatives. NSC Academy Limited is a wholly owned subsidiary of NSE, National Stock Exchange of India Limited. And like NSE, when it started its operations in the year 94, soon after we have realized that there is a skill gap. That is, the stockbrokers wanted employees to work for them, but the kind of people they were able to find were lacking the required skill set which the industry required in those days. So in order to help the broker and the interested public to make a career, we came up with some certifications called NCFM certifications, NSE certification financial markets in those days. So anybody who is appearing for those certifications and clearing those certifications were automatically eligible to work for a stockbroker. So that was the power of those certifications, and it became like a wildfire, and many people started to appear for those certifications. Then gradually we moved to other areas. That is, we started to offer programs for school students, that is for class 8, 9, 10 students, offering some basics of financial markets, what's a bank account, savings account, all those things. Then college level programs, wherein we approached various UGA and PG colleges and offered short duration programs and online certification courses, and also UG/PG, that is long-term programs also. Then we have open programs that anybody who is interested can go for these programs, wherein training will be provided and assessment will also be happening. And we have digital initiatives, that is, we have a simulated trading platform called NSmart. Like, before going to the live market, if you want to gain knowledge about the practical aspects of the market, you can just take this NSmart and you can have a feel of the market. So it's like a virtual terminal wherein you will be given virtual money of around 1 crore, and you can start transacting in the various segments, capital markets and derivatives. And the prices of the segments or prices of the securities in this terminal NSmart will be as good as the live market terminal. Okay. Then we have something called Knowledge Hub, LMS platform. So why you should go for such kind of certifications? To acquire financial market skills, to get certified from the market leader, add to your formal qualifications, make yourself employable, increase your chance of employability, and get equipped for a career of 21st century. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. This is the quotation by Benjamin Franklin, and I strongly believe in that. So this is the time we need to invest in the knowledge, not only from what we are learning from our regular classes, but also we have to make an effort to learn something new. Like, if you want to make a career in this segment, BIFS, you need to get equipped yourself with the latest developments in the market. That you will be able to do only when you have the exposure towards the practical market. That is either by learning opting for some courses, or or you can gain the practical knowledge with the help of opening a trading and demat account and start trading by yourself as well. Okay, now I would like to have questions, if any, from the participants.
Yes, girls. All the participants, you can come forward to put your questions. And there's no question big or small. whatever we don't know, we can question. So try to come out. You can ask whatever you would like to know from sir. So I would, before the students start their questions, I would like to ask you one thing, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
National Stock Exchange Academy, it is an institution, and you said colleges and university programs. How can our college approach you, and what is the kind of modalities which we have to take up to join this particular scheme under your NSC?
Yes, sir. So, like we collaborate with various colleges across the country, and we offer some skill-based courses, short duration certification programs, like a 20-hour program, 30-hour program, wherein we train them on a particular topic, and we also conduct assessment, and we issue a certificate. And we also try to help the institute with internships and placements as well. We also have that facility. So in that way, we can collaborate, ma'am. Maybe I'll try to come and meet you once for this.
Yes, sir. Definitely, we would like to, because if we want to put a step in this particular direction, definitely we have to collaborate with you so that
Yes.
we will be able to help our students. Definitely,
Sure,
sir.
sure.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So have the offline classes commenced, ma'am?
Yes, sir. We have 29 departments in our college. So on rotation, every week, 2 days, one day, few departments keep functioning offline.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
students also are coming on a
Yes, sir.
rotation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think from next month onwards it will be daily or it will continue.
Hopefully, sir. Still we don't know about what is going to be in the future, but
Okay.
as of now, it's like this.
Okay, ma'am. Got it.
Yes. Girls, you can feel free to question. And if you want to know anything about, sir, I will put a question on behalf of my students, because
Yes.
I know what are the difficulties in opening an account and trading online. So I just want to ask, like a student, what is the minimum amount of money a student or a person, an individual, has to invest to open a trading account and a demat account?
Okay. So, as I said, for Demat account, there you have the option to avail for a zero charge Demat account. It's called Basic Services Demat account. For trading account also, some brokers they provide first year free of charge, and otherwise next year onwards they might charge a nominal AMC for trading account as well. Most of them they do not charge actually, but the main thing you have to check is the brokerage part.
Okay.
So whenever you're doing a transaction, you will be paying brokerage. So that brokerage is competitive. Like one broker might give you at 0.5%, one might give you at 0.4%. But not only just going by the rate of brokerage, you also need to check the services. Like we have this facility on SEBI website or NSE website. You can also find out whether any complaints are raised against the broker. So there are cases where the broker is not up to the mark, not providing quality services, and there are many complaints lying with us against that broker. So you can avoid such kind of brokers. So in that way, a investor has to evaluate. Otherwise, nominally it will be around 300, 400 per annum,
Okay.
as per my knowledge.
Okay, sir. So with a minimum of 300 to 400, an individual can open a trading account and a demat
Yes.
account. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good evening, ma'am and sir.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, I want to know that nowadays we have the Zerodha account where it is zero brokerage. How do you say that? Is it trustable?
See again, Zerodha is a bigger brand. Their business model is different. They are providing zero brokerage services. The main again the business model of Zerodha being they don't have offices across the country. They encourage only online.
Yeah, true. Which is why I'm asking if it is trustable.
Yes,
Like,
yes, it is trustable. It is trustable.
okay. Because I think that will add to the profits if there's no
Correct.
brokerage.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, sir.
But again, just do not think only from the brokerage perspective. As I said, you have to consider other factors as well. Okay. So if you are very new, you do not have any knowledge. Every time if you want to approach the broker and his broker is not responding to your calls, and you don't have their offices nearby, so then that will be a drawback for you. So I mean, for that kind of investor, if an investor is well versed with the market, then he can definitely go for that online kind of mechanism.
Yeah. Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, actually, if suppose we are opening a Demat account with one company first, and then I did not like the services, then if the shares are there in that Demat account, if I can I close that and transfer those shares
For
to
that,
other?
first you need to open another Demat account with another entity, transfer
Okay.
those securities to the new Demat account, and then close the old Demat account, ma'am. Just like a bank account.
Same. Okay. Oh, thank you.
So there's a question in the chat box. And now we have many apps for trading shares. Is it safe to invest? That's a question.
Many apps for trading shares.
Trading
Okay. So
shares.
app here, nothing but the
Platforms.
interface provided by the stockbroker. Say example, you have account with Zerodha, so obviously you will open the app of Zerodha only, and then you will be logging in and you will be transacting. So any other app definitely will not work for you. And there are purely some apps which only give information. Say example, Money Control. Money Control has an app. You can download that Money Control app and you can check the latest information with respect to the market. They keep publishing all the relevant information with respect to the market. So it's up to the investor whether you want to go with those apps, you want to trust them. But again, not going just by the word, you also need to check how relevant it is and how to say, like whether they are legitimate or not.
Yes.
It's not like they're targeting gullible investors. They are sharing some false information and making the investor buy. Not go such kind of thing. If you want, you can check with more than 2 sources as well. If you're finding some important information in one app, ensure that you search the same thing in another app or another application or in the internet also.
Yes, sir. And also, if students would like to open an account, Demat account, and also trade on the online platforms, I feel a minimum investment of 1,000 rupees, and they should be minimizing their investment only to that extent and start trying their hands. It can be a small mega figure, but still they can build up from there. Am I right, sir?
Correct, ma'am, correct. So as I said, there are many penny stocks also available. So these penny stocks, why I'm saying is just for knowledge purpose. I'm not suggesting you to buy them. Just say 10 rupees stocks, 5 rupees stocks are there. You just do a transaction, buy some 10 shares, do a transaction, you see what all things are involved in that, and you'll get some knowledge. And then if you are willing to take the risk with your own money, with your pocket money or with your part-time income money or with your parents' money, do some research, make a decision, buy it, and keep it.
Yes.
Do not speculate. Be like an investor, not a speculator.
Yes. So there's one more question in the chat box. Sir, any suggestions regarding research tools available before investing into any company shares?
Sorry, I would not like to give any suggestion on it because as an exchange employee, I am not supposed to do that, ma'am. Sorry.
Yes, sir. So on this question, maybe I can freely answer this. Probably there are so many, I mean, news items which keep flooding onto the Google websites. Okay, we can on that site. I think if we start looking at that, we will be having a general knowledge about the shares and stock exchange.
Yes, there are like many good websites available.
Yes.
So it's not that you are sticking only to one particular site.
Yes.
Go to 2-3 options.
Yes. Anybody else? If you have any questions.
So this particular industry, I might be wrong. Whenever we talk about successful people, like we get the names of Warren Buffett or Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or someone like that, but very less female investors are there who have become very successful. So hopefully down the line in future, we might get some very good, successful, rich investors, female investors.
Yes, sir. But we have to, if we really want to do something on online trading, I think we have to make a beginning somewhere. Take a risk. Risk in any aspect is the most important element. Without risk, we cannot do anything. But depending upon our financial feasibility, I think we have to go with a meager figure or a larger figure, depending upon our financial capacity.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All the participants, please see the chat box for the feedback form, and also if there are any more questions, feel free to ask. Girls, sir knows that you're all undergraduate students, so you really wanted to understand if you had come, because I will put one more thing for you. Being though it is a national level, what happens is out of every 100, not even 2 are ready to become entrepreneurs. So the same way, so many hundreds and thousands students are there, but how many of them are really interested to become an entrepreneur only join the sessions? We cannot force everybody. That's the reason the strength will be less, but that doesn't mean that the students are not interested. The very good students who are really interested are only on this platform right now, sir.
So again,
yes, sir.
Two things, ma'am. Firstly, so anybody who want to become an entrepreneur in this particular stockbroking side, firstly he needs to gain some experience. He has to work with a stockbroker and gain some experience. Then he has to complete some certifications, and then he can apply for license with SEBI. Or if he want to become a franchisee, he has to apply for a license with a stockbroker, and then he can start his own business. So that part I wanted to share. So
yes,
gaining knowledge is important in this market.
Yes,
and secondly, like if you feel that I have not discussed or shared anything, I mean, which I missed out or which you're looking for, please feel free to ask me. Something which you have not discussed or shared also, I can try to explain you or try to answer your question.
Yes, sir. Sure. Because once we make a beginning, we'll have our questions. Because as you said, there is a systematic study in for everything. That's how you had come, and that's a best way of approaching any particular subject. That's what even I feel, sir. Yeah. Girls, if you have any doubts, you can put it to me, and also I will definitely share with sir, because I am in touch with sir. I will be able to ask these questions, and also definitely, sir, we would like to come back to you with the NSE Academy programs, because those are sounding to be very interesting. And sir, one more small question. I would like to know what is this open programs and digital initiatives which are available.
Open programs are like open for all, ma'am. Like we announce the program on our website. Anybody who's interested, they can register for that. Sessions will happen through online mode in the weekends. So basically, working community who want to learn, they will be it will be feasible for them. Again, their short duration and long duration programs are available.
Okay, sir.
And these digital platforms, as I said, there is one is the NSmart, that is a trading simulator, and another one is the Knowledge Hub, which is a LMS platform, wherein we have good content about financial markets.
Okay. So one more question. For this college and school programs, is there a possibility for a faculty to learn or understand the modalities and then take it to their institutions, or you are going to come and train the students?
Both the options are available now.
Okay. So
we can either do for a TOT model, training of trainers, and then you can take care of the training. Otherwise, I can send my trainer as well.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Most probably even I would be interested, because this is looking very interesting for me also. Yes, sir. Because unless if I know, I can do something to my students also. Likewise, my faculty is also with me. Some of them must be interested in these things. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Ma'am, I think one more question has come. Should we make any legal documents for affiliate marketing? I'm sorry, I didn't understand what.
Affiliate marketing is totally a different subject, Hafsa. That goes under marketing area. It doesn't come under stock exchange. Okay. Affiliate marketing, I think you're talking about Amazon and various other platforms which are creating affiliate marketing. That comes under a different section. Okay, if you're wanting something, I will be able to help you out on that. Not a problem. Yes, sir. So are there any more questions from our students here? If not, we can wind up, sir. And girls, if there are any more questions, you can talk, you can put it to me. I will also be in a position to answer you or take it from sir and get it back to you. Yeah. So thank you, sir. We are really very happy. In fact, you had really in the offline pattern also, you had come to a college, and I was the one who had received you, and you had given an excellent presentation at that time also. And probably some of our students had gone into the demat account and the trading accounts, because those students, every 3 years our students leave us, so we won't be knowing again. But now we would like to see if our students are interested. I'll definitely get back to you, and especially the college programs, I will take it to my college and find out from my principal. Yes, sir.
Sure, sure.
Yes.
Once again, I thank you for this opportunity, and I thank all the participants for their time and patience.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you. And also our faculty, Miss Bhavani ma'am, she's going to give you a formal vote of thanks. Now I would request Bhavani to give a formal vote of thanks to sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. This is Bhavani from Commerce Department. I'm here to present vote of thanks for today's session. I would like to take the opportunity to thank Mr. Vinayak from NSE for taking time from his busy schedule and gracing the occasion. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and I'm sure that they are going to help our students in their future events. Sir, your explanation regarding basics of share market will help our students in future investments, and the knowledge you shared regarding opening of trading account will I hope that most of them will be interested in opening trading and demat accounts. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. And I also thank our HOD, Mrs. Anuradha ma'am, and the coordinator, Mrs. Bharti ma'am, for organizing these events. And a special thanks to our student coordinators who are continuously putting their efforts to make this program successful. And thanks to all the participants. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Okay. All of you, if you have filled the feedback form, I think you can leave the meet. And special.
Ma'am, can you resend the feedback form once again?
Yeah, if it is, I mean, the feedback form is on. Even Rahul has asked me this question right now in the chat box. If you have filled once, your name is taken care, and you will definitely get your certificate. Okay. If it is not and allowing you to fill once again, don't have to worry. Your certificate will be generated, and it will be sent to your mail IDs. So,
ma'am, can you resend the link?
You want, what do you want? It's not
Feedback form, ma'am.
okay. Is it not opening? Aishwarya, can you take care of it? Aishwarya, are you there? Yeah. Aishwarya, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Just enable it so that all of them can fill the feedback.